Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a tier list video on mod menus after the release of BattlEye that came to GTA recently. So first on the menu we have stand. Now I used to use stand quite a lot before BattlEye was added. Yeah, it was a great menu, all the protections were great, and I actually really liked the menu. You know, they had great features actually, like the glow bubble thing, but I'll put it on screen, but but that was cool to just mess around with. The Lua library just had so much to offer. Because stand is the biggest menu, they had a lot of users creating scripts for them, so that was pretty cool. The only thing I will say about the menu is that the UI was a bit weird to use. Like in my opinion, GTA UIs should only be the standard list UI you have, or a click UI of some sort. And with the addition of BattlEye stand have been quite lazy with updates and the bypass itself. In fact, they don't even have a bypass that's public. You have to request access to one, which I find stupid. The community was a bit weird, I'm not going to lie. I actually ended up leaving their Discord server because it was just too weird for me. The staff was also quite strict, which I didn't like. But apart from that, it was a solid menu, so I will put that in A tier. Next up, we have 2Take1. Now, 2Take1 is in a similar boat to stand. Their menu is actually really good, and some might even say their menu is the best. They've also been around for a while too. I think they released in 2017 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but that's what I have heard. However, I will say for the past year or so, the menu has had really slow updates and the developers have shown lack of care for the menu, which is really upsetting to see, especially for the price tag at about $60 and previously $120. They took a while to update for BattlEye 2. Some people were speculating that they were working on an actual bypass, but then they released not even a bypass. I don't even know what it is, but you can't play with anyone else but modders. So that's kind of weird. I've never really used 2Take1. I always thought it was quite expensive. However, from what I have seen, I've heard it's pretty good. I don't really have much to say about 2Take1, but based on what I've seen, I'll have to put it in A tier next to stand. Okay, now we have 0x cheats. Yeah, I've never even heard of this menu. I've heard they have a bypass, but I'm actually not even too sure on that. You know, some people say it's good, but personally I've never seen or used it, and for that reason I'm going to have to put it in D tier. I'm sorry. If it's a good menu, I just personally have not used it. Ethereal. I'm immediately going to have to put this in D tier. I haven't even got much to say positive about this menu, if anything at all. They lie about bypassing BattlEye, they got exposed for doing so, and in the process of them lying, they raised their menu price to $40 and still get everyone banned within an hour or so. The menu itself also looks very tacky. They've stolen a design from a menu that previously existed known as Paragon, and even then their menu is horribly aligned. The menu has never even been stable too. I don't think I can recommend this to anyone. I'm pretty sure a few sellers have pulled it off their store too, which to be honest I can't blame them, so yeah. D tier, I would not recommend. Now we're on to Lexus. Lexus is my favorite menu by far. There's so much to say. First of all, it should be noted that Lexus is the first and only menu to bypass BattlEye currently, at least from my knowledge. Lexus has a really nice UI too. It's simple and easy to look at with a cool particle system that can be configured in the menu, giving it that pizzazz. Feature-wise, Lexus has a lot. I honestly got lost trying to navigate the menu, and that's a good thing. It really makes you feel how premium menu is. They even have a whole sub-menu dedicated to customizing the world around you, like the color of the sky and the rain, which I personally love. Lexus, although it has a lot of network options, actually, I would argue it probably has the most network options. It's not just centered around that like every other menu, they also try to incorporate fun into their menu also, which you don't really see now. Lexus has been stable for me ever since I started using it, and even though it is newer than most of the menus on here, it's really good and can easily compete with everything else. Their developers are dedicated too. I mean, being the first menu with a bypass is impressive in itself. They even have an Apex Legends cheat too. The Discord server is nice, you can make jokes and have fun talking there. I've actually had great conversations there myself, and for a lifetime price of $40, with no ban reports, good community, and an amazing menu, I'm going to have to give this an S tier. Congrats, Lexus. Now we're on Rebound. For me, Rebound has always been meh. It's quite boring to use and you can't really do much. It's just so generic for me, and unlike 2, Take 1, Stand, or Lexus, Rebound just doesn't bring excitement or joy to the game. I don't know if that's a me issue or if anyone else has the same experience, but it just feels too generic. The UI looks basic too, with it just being natively rendered. It also looks like Impulse Essentials, which they play a joke on, although it's not funny. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But what else can I say? It's not worth the price point, and it's not even updated yet. Actually, most people have speculated that it's going to exit scam soon. But all of that aside, the protections for me were okay, and it has some alright trolling options. But for what you get at the price of $30, I can only put this on C tier. And Midnight is an okay menu. I've not used it much, but based on my usage, I have a few things to say. The UI is actually really nice. It's probably the best looking mouse UI I have seen in GTA. It has nice animations too. However, I would also like if they incorporated a list UI too. For me, I don't really like mouse UIs. It doesn't fit GTA in my opinion. The protections were great, and so were the kicks and the crashes. It has some nice trolling options too, but it's lacking everywhere else. It's not action-packed at all, and really just seems to be focused on the network side of things, and even then it's quite bland. Doing options on different players was annoying too. I'm not sure if it's fixed, but if you're on a certain tab for a player and then click on a different player, you have to go back to the main tab and then reselect the tab you want, which was frustrating. I haven't seen much of their community because they don't even seem to have a Discord server, and the developers don't even seem to be English, so for those reasons I'm gonna have to put it on B tier. Now Charax. Charax is a good menu, but for its price point, I think it should be cheaper. Charax was always introducing cool stuff, and they were actually the first to update when BattlEye came. Although it wasn't a bypass, it's what menus like Stand and 2 Take 1 use to this day. The menu is good. I don't like their mouse UI, but luckily you can switch between mouse and list UI, making it perfect for anyone to use. Their protections are solid and the kicks and crashes are powerful, but when you're using Charax, you have to host a session, rendering that completely useless. The menu has a lot of features, but also a lot of the features just don't work. I'm not sure if that was an issue with me or if it happens to everyone else. And when asking for support in their Discord, the users were very toxic, but a support member came to help me. But that was a very bad impression on the users for me. I would love to place it higher, but for the price point of $50 and the options you get with it, and it not even having a bypass, I can only put it in A tier with Stand and 2 Take 1. And last but not least, Infamous. I haven't used Infamous and I don't really plan on doing so. The menu is ran by someone who was known for scamming. I don't trust that. Also, the user interface looks bad, it's not aligned, and they tried to copy Lexus with the particle system, but it just looks tacky. I've tested the protections with a friend, and every time Infamous failed to not crash. I'm not sure if my friend didn't set the protections up correctly, but it couldn't hold up against Stand 2, Take 1, Charax, or Lexus. The Discord server is just so unprofessional. Also, their bot got hacked a while back. They don't seem to care what they post in the announcements, they don't know how to use grammar, and they ping for random stuff. Not to mention their Discord server was dead with no one talking. I don't have a lot to say, I just personally wouldn't use it, so for me, it's going in D tier. Sorry, Infamous. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Special thanks to Vital Mods for sponsoring this video. You can get most of these mods from them with the links in the description. Make sure to use code HUB for 5% off your order. Peace.